High-performance chiropractors do things differently. High-performance chiropractors seem to get a lot more done with a lot less effort. High-performance chiropractors have some secrets, and I'm sharing them all here on Coffee with Dr. Scott, starting today with ignore conventional methods. All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. Hope you got a warm, delicious cup of coffee or whatever it is that you enjoy drinking in the morning. We are going to be sharing again another one of the 14 secrets of high-performance chiropractors today. I see John joining us already early here this morning. Thanks. Make sure you answer the question of the day, which should be right up there in that little box. What is one thing in your life that you think you need to attack from a different angle? And I ask that because of what we're doing here with the 14 secrets of high-performance chiropractors. As I mentioned last week, with the first secret, which we'll talk about here in a second, speaking about a fly butting his head up against a window and having to back up and look for a different direction, that's what inspired today's question. Is what in your life are you hitting your head up against that window? And you don't have to get too personal here for me, but share something with me that you think you could do differently, you think you could do better, and what you're going to do to make a difference in that here soon. For me, again, I actually put it down in the comments already. It's back to the dog training, which I know I mentioned last week in a question a week, that's something that we are trying new. Perfect example for this concept, and I do have sun coming through the window here. First time we've had a good sunrise since I started doing the show again. Didn't realize it was hitting quite through the window. Anyways, we have a new puppy. He's not that new. Last June, so I mean he's 8, almost 9 months old, and he was just annoying, like a puppy. So we were kind of in a negative reward space, right? Punishing him for bad behaviors. And just last week, I guess maybe inspired by the 14 secrets of high performance chiropractors, we decided to completely go away from negative reward behavior, 100% to positive reward behavior. And as you say it, it makes sense. Meaning we're just ignoring the bad behaviors and he doesn't want to do them anymore. We're training him and rewarding him and spending it really about 10 minutes a day, twice a day, with positive rewards and getting way better results than we were with the negative rewards. And again, use that as a metaphor for the things that we're going to be talking about as far as high performance chiropractors are concerned. We backed up, looked at it from a different angle, made a change to the way we were approaching things with Dax, and lo and behold, we got far better results with far less effort. So very excited about that. I want to know what you're working on or what you take a second, think about it. Put some answers down in the comments down below as far as what you think you could do, look at from a different angle. See Hector joining me as well. Make sure you answer the question of the day as well, Hector. As you may have noticed, I'm trying some different camera stuff here. See a couple thumbs up going across the screen. Thank you for that. Trying some different camera stuff here. So, oop, wrong button. See, playing with these cameras. Anyway, there it is. So last week we talked about high performance chiropractor secret number 1, which was quit trying harder. And again, a lot of times that comes across as, this doesn't take effort, but it does. It takes a lot of effort to become a high performance chiropractor, to have the success that you're wanting to. But as you look at those high performance chiropractors, some of the secrets that they have, they don't look like they're working harder than anybody else. And really they're not. A lot of times they're working easier, but they're just working smarter. And I know you've heard that before. Don't work hard, work smart. Don't work harder, work smarter. Not quite what I'm saying. You still got to work hard. You still got to put the effort in. But especially early on in the fight, you've got to make sure your strategy is correct. You can't just keep on trying the same things that you've tried for years and years and years, butting your head against that window. So that was quit trying harder. Last week's secret, and if you haven't watched that yet, I'll actually put a link down below at some point this afternoon. So if you're watching as a replay, you can go back and watch last Monday's show, where I do show how you can quit trying harder and get better results from your efforts. Sorry, again, trying different camera stuff here, and it often messes with my head more than it helps out, but we'll get it all figured out. Today we want to talk about high performance chiro secret number 2, which is which camera? There we go. I got to figure this stuff out before. There we go. Anyway, so this is ignore conventional approaches. And is really a kind of, well, I say it's an important one, but all 14 of them are super important. The deal here is that I talked about yesterday about not trying the same things that you've done over and over again. The things that got you to this level are not the things that are going to get you to the next level. And the same goes for things that other people are doing. You need, if you want to become a high-performance chiropractor, you need to get ruthless about trying something different in your life. Different from what you've done in the past and different from how everybody else is doing it. I mean, ordinarily, we achieve what we would consider conventional growth because we think along conventional lines. We experience just reasonable gains because we rely mostly on reasonable approaches. And oftentimes we just make modest improvements, tiny ones, in our levels of success because we don't go looking for anything more. And if you're happy with your level of success, that's perfectly fine. But becoming a high-performance chiropractor requires you to completely abandon the status quo. Instead of once again trying to do what you've always done, maybe with just more intensity and more determination, you got to ignore the usual. Becoming a high-performance chiropractor requires an abrupt change in your behavior. You need to look for a completely different move. For example, consider reversing your field, like I talked about with the fly, backing up and looking for a different direction. Same thing with dax. You need to try being illogical, perhaps ricochet. If you're trying to climb over a wall and you just can't get there, maybe back up, open a door, and walk through. If you're pushing up against the river, maybe it's time to try going with the flow. Using finesse instead of effort is often the answer here. You have to do something new, and high-performance chiropractors do that. The tendency in our lives, unfortunately, when you stall out or when you begin to level off in your performance, when you're having good growth but you start to level off, is to go back to the basics, is to do what you do best, do it with more vigor, with more intensity. But doing what you do best can be the worst thing that you could do. Oftentimes, doing what you do best is the trap. It really doesn't matter how well you do something if it's the wrong thing to do. I did mention a metaphor last week about a ladder. And climbing that ladder of success, finding out once you get to the top that it's against the wrong wall. So making sure early on that it's against the right wall is important. Again, it doesn't matter how well you climb that ladder if it's on the wrong wall. It doesn't matter how well you do the things that you do if they're the wrong things to do. This, what I would call faith in the familiar, confidence in what you do best is what sets the trap for you. And you spring it when you reinvest in yourself. When you reinvest in what logically seems like it should work because it worked in the past, when you get away from that and you move towards something completely different, something completely new for you. So to become this high-performance chiropractor that we're talking about, you've got to break out of the rut where you've been running. You've got to completely change your direction. You got to second-guess all of your routines. You've got to overcome what is almost an addiction to your old methodologies. This addiction to doing things the way you've always done them. And in so doing, you're going to set a new pattern and have much better results. So again, becoming a high-performance chiropractor comes when you seek what I would consider an elegant solution. You need to look for an approach that is characterized by simplicity, by precision, by efficiency, by neatness. It's not going to be as complex or time-consuming as your present struggle. It's not going to be something that, again, takes a whole bunch of effort, like we talked about last week. High-performance chiropractors have found a way to get more done with less. It's more efficient. It's more precise. It's more neat. And it takes a lot less struggle, and that's what I want for you. Overall, becoming a high-performance chiropractor is less demanding of your energies and emotions. That's probably not going to be familiar to you. That's going to be uncomfortable to you, because you're so used to trying to push yourself to get a little bit more results. And I'm telling you, it can actually be easier to get a lot more results if you find that elegant solution that we're talking about. Becoming a high-performance chiropractor calls for a fresh perspective. It's really the path of less resistance. And there is a way that you can do more with less. So always be looking for it. All right, let's see here. So take that one to heart. Make sure that you figure out that new approach that you have to take, and you're going to get a lot better results with it. Let's see here. So next week, secret number 3 is coming up. There we go. And secret number 3 is to think beyond what common sense would allow. So this secret for next week is something that chiropractors tend to believe that they can get to a certain level. And they're like, I think I can accomplish this by this time. And when I've worked with chiropractors who have told me, this is my goal, I think I can get here by this time, and I tell them that's below you. They're often like, what do you mean? Like, I've struggled so much here and I can't quite get there. Think beyond what common sense allows is going to tell you that you can accomplish a lot more in a shorter period of time than you think you can. And again, I've seen it happen, and I know it's possible for you. So make sure you come in next Monday to get that next secret of ours. I think you're going to like it. Let's see here. Tomorrow's show, we're actually talking about an exercise for you. So tomorrow is motivation and productivity, and we're going to be talking about clearing off your mental desk. If you saw my desk here, you see that it was pretty neat. I will always tell you that if you have a messy desk, it's a sign of a cluttered mind, and it's very hard to get things done because things are distracting your attention. The same thing goes for your brain just in life. So tomorrow we're going to work on clearing off your mental desk to make sure that you can focus on the things that are most important to you in life and get a lot more done, again, with less time. So another good habit for high-performance chiropractors would be to do this clearing off your mental desk exercise. See, a bunch of people have joined us here live. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you answer the question of the day. And I know it takes a little bit of thought today, but put some effort into it. Think about one thing in your life that you need to look for a different way of approaching, like these high-performance chiropractor secrets are telling you. Put that in the comments down below for you. John says motivating his kids. Let's see here. Yeah, look at that. John says motivating his kids is something he just look forward to. I'd love to chat with you about that. I don't have all the answers on parenting, trust me, but maybe we can go back and forth and find some ways to do that together, because I'm the same way. We actually had a big family meeting this week at the gym, because I would love taking the kids to the gym, and we got into a place where they just weren't listening and being motivated and doing things they want to. So, John, you and I got to get together on that. Anyways, I hope you all have a amazing Monday. Start to your week. I know there's a lot going on. I know there's a lot of fear out there, but again, we're doing these shows to make sure that you have something to work on, something to get better with, so that when we get out of this, everything's going to be fantastic. Hector also says training his dog, as I see these things coming through here. So definitely, Hector, we can have a conversation about that. We've been doing great. I bought a little ebook. I started following that, and results have been fantastic just by changing our direction, changing our field, ignoring conventional methods, and doing the right thing. Anyways, everybody have a happy Monday. I will see you all tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time.